Welcome to Long Movie Practice Test 2. Next section. Agent Architecture. Question 1. The reasoning that observation pattern improves efficiency over work primarily by action में planning the full sequence of tool calls upfront so reasoning is decoupled from observations. Action never using any tools. Action requiring a human to observe every step. Action and running only on one. The correct answer is V. He decouples reasoning from observation by producing a plan of tool calls in advance, which reduces the number of day calls compared to rework's tightly interleaved reason act observe loop. Question 2. In a hierarchical multi-agent system, what best describes the relationship between layers? Action higher level agents set goals and delegate sub-goals to lower level agents that execute specifics. Action while agents are peers with no delegation. Action only one agent exists. Action agents are forbidden from communicating. The correct answer is V. Hierarchical architectures place coordinating agents above specialized executors. Upper levels decompose goals and delegate, lower levels execute, which scales complex workflows while keeping responsibilities clear. Question 3. Which factors should drive the choice between a single agent and a multi-agent architecture? Select all that apply. Action degree of task specialization required. Action need for parallel execution of subtasks. Action acceptable coordination overhead and latency. Action the brand of keyboard the developer uses. The correct answers are V and A. Specialization needs parallelism and tolerable coordination overhead drive the single with multi-agent decision. Irrelevant factors like keyboard brand play no role. Question 4. When agents control flow has clearly defined states and allow transitions between them. Modeling it explicitly as a state machine by graph primarily helps by action making the workflow predictable, testable, and easier to add guards by human checkpoints. Action guaranteeing the model is always correct. Action eliminating the need for tools. Action forcing single-threaded open execution. The correct answer is V. Representing an agent as a state machine by graph, as in Tang graph, makes its control flow explicit and predictable, simplifying testing, adding guard conditions, and inserting human checkpoints. Question 5. That is a blackboard architecture in multi-agent systems. Action a shared common workspace where multiple specialist agents read and write partial results. Action a pattern where agents never share information. Action a memory allocator. Action a one-theming system. The correct answer is V. The blackboard architecture uses a shared workspace where specialized agents contribute and consume partial solutions, enabling loosely coupled collaboration toward a common goal. Question 6. Why might an event-driven architecture suit agents that must react to asynchronous external triggers? Action agents can subscribe to events and act when they occur, enabling loose coupling and scalability. Action it forces all processing to be synchronous. Action it prevents agents from scaling. Action it removes the need for any messaging system. The correct answer is V. Event-driven architectures let agents subscribe and react to asynchronous events, providing loose coupling, resilience, and scalability for systems that respond to external triggers like webhooks or queues. Question 7. Applying the principle of least privilege to an agent's tools means action granting each agent only the minimal tool by permission set needed for its role. Action giving every agent admin access to all systems. Action removing all tools so the agent can do nothing. Action bearing one set of credentials across all agents. The correct answer is V. Least privilege restricts each agent to the minimum tools and permissions required for its role, containing the damage from errors, prompt injection, or compromise. Question 8. Which best describes the orchestrator worker pattern's benefit for reliability? Action failures can be isolated to individual workers while the orchestrator retrieves or reroutes. Action it guarantees no worker ever fails. Action it requires all workers to share one process. Action it eliminates the need for monitoring. The correct answer is V. The orchestrator worker pattern improves reliability by isolating tasks in workers so the orchestrator can detect a failed worker and retrieve or reroute rather than failing the entire workflow. Question 9. Which are valid reasons to add a dedicated planner agent separate from executor agents? Select all that apply. Action it centralizes goal decomposition and strategy. Action it allows executors to use smaller, cheaper models for routine steps. Action it makes the plan inspectable before execution. Action it guarantees the plan is always optimal. The correct answers are V and A. Separating planning from execution centralizes strategy, lets executors use cheaper models, and makes plans inspectable by Gateable. It does not, however, guarantee an optimal plan. Question 10. When agent system must guarantee that a critical action runs at most once even if a step is retried. Which property should the action have? Option A. Idempotency is safe to apply repeatedly with the same effect. Option A. Fire temperature. Option A. A larger context window. Option A. No robustness. The correct answer is V. Designing consequential actions to be idempotent, for example, via idempotency keys, ensures retries do not cause duplicate effects, which is critical in distributed, failure-prone agent systems.
Next section. Agent development. Question 11. Butoven and Ruby are examples of what kind of tooling? Option Loyalty agent orchestration frameworks. Option U. Vector databases. Option H. Hubbard drivers. Option A. Image editors. The correct answer is V. Butoven and Ruby are multi-agent orchestration frameworks. They provide abstractions for defining agents, roles, and their interactions to solve tasks collaboratively. Question 12. Then defining a tool schema for function calling, why are precise parameter types and descriptions important? Option A. They help the model choose the right tool and produce valid, well-typed arguments. Option They make the hub run cooler. Option They are ignored by the model entirely. Option A. They only affect billing. The correct answer is V. Well-specified tool schemas, types, enums, descriptions, required fields are what the model reasons over to select tools and emit valid arguments, directly improving tool calling reliability. Question 13. Which practices improve the reliability of an agent that depends on external ABS? Select all that apply. Option Timeouts and retrieves with exponential backoff. Option Validating and passing mobile responses defensively. Option H. Waiting idempotent reads. Option I. Assuming the mobile never fails. The correct answers are V, U, and A. Reliable mobile-dependent agents use timeouts, backoff retrieves, defensive response validation, and catching for idempotent reads. Assuming an mobile never fails is an anti-pattern. Question 14. That is the main role of an output parser in an entire application. Option A. To convert the model's raw text into a validated structured object the app can use. Option To train the model. Option To allocate a memory. Option To render target. The correct answer is V. When output parser turns free-form model text into a validated, structured representation, for example, a pydantic object, commonly retrying or repairing output when it does not conform to the expected schema. Question 15. In prompt chaining, what is the defining idea? Option A. The output of one call becomes the input to the next in a sequence of steps. Option All prompts run simultaneously and never interact. Option Prompts are encrypted end-to-end. Option I. The model is retrained between each prompt. The correct answer is V. Prompt chaining decomposes a task into a sequence of calls where each step's output feeds the next, improving control and reliability over a single monolithic prompt. Question 16. When agent should expose intermediate tool results to the user as they happen. Which capability enables this? Option Retrieving events by callbacks from the agent runtime. Option Disabling the network. Option Powering the temperature to 0. Option Quantizing the model. The correct answer is V. Agent frameworks expose streaming events by callbacks so applications can show tokens, tool calls, and intermediate results to users in real time, improving transparency and perceived responsiveness. Question 17. Which are good practices for managing prompts in a maturing agent codebase? Select all that apply. Option Version control prompts and treat them as first-class artifacts. Option Externalize prompts by templates from hard-coded strings scattered in logic. Option Evaluate prompt changes against a test set before shipping. Option I. Change production prompts directly with no testing or tracking. The correct answers are V, U, and A. Nature teams version prompts, externalize templates, and evaluate prompt changes against test sets before release. Editing production prompts blindly is an anti-pattern. Question 18. Why is rate limiting important when an agent makes many model or tool calls? Option It prevents exceeding provider quotas and protects downstream services from overload. Option It increases the model's accuracy. Option It is only needed for image models. Option I. It removes the need for retrieves. The correct answer is V. Rate limiting controls the volume of outbound calls so the agent stays within provider quotas and does not overload downstream services, supporting reliability and predictable cost. Question 19. Why a endpoint exposes an EPNMA compatible API? That practical benefit does this give developers? Action. Existing code by Y is written for the EPNMA API can target the EA with minimal changes. Action. It forces a full rewrite of all client code. Action. It disables authentication. Action. It only works with images. The correct answer is V. Because EA microservices commonly expose EPNMA compatible endpoints, developers can reuse existing IaaS and tooling and switch providers by changing the base layer and model name, easing adoption. Question 20. When agent intermittently produces invalid that breaks downstream parsing, which combination most reliably fixes this? Action. The schema constrained output plus a parse and retrieve by repair step. Action. Increase max tokens only. Action. Mask the user to fix the manually. Action. Visible validation so errors are hidden. The correct answer is V. Combining schema constrained decoding with a parse and repair by retrieve loop is the robust way to guarantee usable structured output, other than hoping larger token limits or hidden errors solve it.
Next section, evaluation and learning. Question 21. How does direct preference optimization demo differ from classic alpha? Option A. Demo optimizes directly on preference pairs without training a separate reward model or while loop. Option A. Demo requires no data at all. Option A. Demo is only for image generation. Option A. Demo trains a reward model and uses GUI. The correct answer is V. Never aligns a model to human preferences by optimizing directly on preferred by dispreferred response pairs, removing the explicit reward model and reinforcement learning loop used in traditional alpha, simplifying the pipeline. Question 22. That is the purpose of a golden by regression test set for an agent. Option 1. A curated set of cases with known good outcomes used to detect regressions when things change. Option A set of randomly generated prompts discarded after one use. Option A benchmark. Option A a list of user passwords. The correct answer is V. The golden by regression test set is a curated collection of representative cases with expected outcomes run on every change to catch regressions in agent quality before they reach production. Question 23. Which are sound practices when fine-tuning a model for an agent task? Select all that apply. Option A. Load out a validation set to monitor for overfitting. Option A. Curate high quality, representative training data. Option A. Track metrics across epochs and tune learning rate. Option I. Train only on the test set to maximize the score. The correct answers are V and A. Effective fine-tuning uses a held-out validation set, high-quality representative data, and careful hyperparameter by epoch monitoring. Training on the test set is data leakage and must be avoided. Question 24. Catastrophic forgetting during fine-tuning refers to Option A. The model losing previously learned general capabilities while adapting to new data. Option A. The human forgetting its drivers. Option A. Deleting the training dataset by accident. Option A. The tokenizer dropping tokens. The correct answer is V. Catastrophic forgetting is when fine-tuning on new data erodes the model's previously acquired general abilities. Litigations include lower learning rates, parameter-efficient tuning, and mixing in original distribution data. Question 25. Is human evaluation still important even when using automated and as judge metrics? Option A. Humans catch nuanced quality, safety, and preference issues and calibrate automated judges. Option A. If humans are faster than any automated metric. Option A. Automated metrics are always perfect. Option A. It is only needed for hardware tests. The correct answer is V. Human evaluation remains valuable for nuanced judgments and for calibrating by validating automated and judge metrics, which can be biased or miss subtle quality and safety issues. Question 26. When a bio test shows a new agent variant has higher task success but also higher latency and cost. That is the right interpretation. Option A. There is a trade-off to weigh against business goals and was before rolling out. Option A. Always ship the variant because success went up. Option A. Never ship anything that changes latency. Option A. Latency and cost are irrelevant in production. The correct answer is V. Real evaluations involve trade-offs. A quality improvement that raises latency and cost must be weighed against buyers and business goals, not adopted or rejected on a single metric alone. Question 27. Which evaluation approaches specifically assess an agent's tool use behavior? Select all that apply. Option 1. Tool call accuracy. Did it pick the correct tool and arguments? Option A. Trajectory evaluation against an expected sequence of steps. Option Hacking whether unnecessary or redundant tool calls were made. Option I. Measuring the model files checksum. The correct answers are U and A. Tool use evaluation includes tool call accuracy, trajectory comparison to expected steps, and detection of redundant by unnecessary calls. Model file checksum is irrelevant to behavior quality. Question 28. Then is full parameter fine-tuning more appropriate than parameter efficient? Do AI by tuning? Option 1. Then you need deep adaptation, have ample compute, and require maximal capacity to learn the new distribution. Option 2. Then you have very limited urban memory. Option then you want the smallest possible artifact to store. Option I. Then you must avoid touching most weights. The correct answer is V. Full fine-tuning is warranted when deep adaptation to a new distribution is needed and compute is plentiful. With limited resources or for portability, parameter-efficient methods like GoAve by StoAve are usually preferred.
Next section, deployment and locking. Question 29. Paged attention popularized by VDOI primarily improves serving by Option 1. Managing the YAB cache in non-contiguous pages to reduce memory fragmentation and boost throughput. Option compressing the model to 1 byte. Option A. Moving attention from the model. Option A. Disabling batching. The correct answer is 1. Paged attention manages the attention YAB cache in fixed-size non-contiguous pages, drastically reducing fragmentation and over-allocation, which increases concurrency and throughput for DOI serving. Question 30. Which deployment strategy releases a new agent version to a small fraction of traffic first to limit risk? Option 1. Binary deployment. Option E. Big bang deployment to 100% immediately. Option deleting the old version before testing the new one. Option A. Disabling health checks. The correct answer is 1. Binary deployment exposes the new version to a small percentage of traffic, monitors key metrics, and expands gradually, limiting blast radius and enabling fast rollback if issues appear. Question 31. Which approaches help meet strict latency targets for an AI-backed agent? Select all that apply. Option 1. As a smaller by distilled model where quality permits. Option A. Trim tokens to cut time to first token. Option Reach frequent responses and embeddings. Option I. Course every request through the largest model regardless of need. The correct answers are O and A. Latency strategies include right-sizing the model, streaming, and caching. Routing everything to the largest model unconditionally works against latency goals. Routing by cascades are preferable. Question 32. Tensor parallelism is used in large model serving to Option A. Applet a single model's layers by tensors across multiple objects so it fits and runs faster. Option E. Run many unrelated models on one object. Option convert tensors into hub files. Option I. Eliminate the need for objects. The correct answer is 1. Tensor model parallelism partitions a model's tensors by compute across multiple objects, enabling very large models to be served and improving throughput when a model does not fit on a single device. Question 33. What does speculative decoding aim to achieve? Option 1. Power latency by drafting tokens with a small model and verifying them with the large model. Option fire accuracy by training longer. Option smaller disk usage for weights. Option I. Removing the large model entirely. The correct answer is 1. Speculative decoding uses a small, fast draft model to propose multiple tokens that the larger target model verifies in parallel, reducing latency while preserving the target model's output distribution. Question 34. Why is model versioning important in production inference serving? Option 1. It enables controlled rollouts, reproducibility, and fast rollback to a known good version. Option it makes the urban faster. Option it encrypts the network traffic. Option A. It removes the need for monitoring. The correct answer is 1. Loadal versioning, supported natively by servers like Return, allows controlled promotion or by comparison, reproducibility, and immediate rollback to a prior known good model when issues arise. Question 35. Which signals are appropriate to drive autoscaling of a Hubbard-backed inference service? Select all that apply. Option A. Request queue depth by pending requests. Option O. Uber utilization. Option O. 95 by 0.99 latency against the wire. Option I. The face of the moon. The correct answers are O and A. Autoscaling should react to load and performance signals such as queue depth, Uber utilization, and tail latency versus the wire. Arbitrary unrelated factors are not valid scaling signals. Question 36. A serverless deployed agent suffers slow cold starts when scaling from zero. Which mitigation is most appropriate? Option A. Leap a minimum number of warm instances, provisioned concurrency. Option E. Increase the model temperature. Option A. Reduce logging verbosity. Option I. Switch to a larger model. The correct answer is A. Cold starts are mitigated by keeping a minimum pool of warm instances, provisioned concurrency, or pre-warming, so requests are not delayed by container by model initialization when scaling from zero.
Next section, cognition and memory. Question 37. Wealth consistency improves chain of thought reasoning by option A. Sampling multiple reasoning paths and taking a majority vote on the final answer. Option A. Forcing a single deterministic chain. Option A. Removing reasoning steps. Option I. Encrypting the chain of thought. The correct answer is A. Wealth consistency samples multiple independent reasoning chains and selects the most common answer via majority vote, which typically improves accuracy over a single greedy chain on reasoning tasks. Question 38. When agent scratchpad refers to option A. A working space where the agent records intermediate thoughts and results during a task. Option A permanent long-term database of all users. Option A register file. Option A billing ledger. The correct answer is A. The scratchpad is the agent's transient working memory for the current task, capturing intermediate thoughts, tool observations, and partial results that guide subsequent steps. Question 39. Which strategies help keep relevant context available without overflowing the context window? Select all that apply. Option A. Summarize older conversation turns. Option A. Retrieve only the most relevant memory via embeddings. Option A. Trim or drop low value, stale content. Option I. Always include the entire raw history verbatim. The correct answers are O and A. Context management combines summarization, selective retrieval, and pruning of stale content. Always sending the full raw history defeats the purpose and exhausts the window. Question 40. Memory consolidation in an agentic system most closely means option A. Periodically distilling transient interactions into durable long-term memory. Option A. Deleting all memory at shutdown. Option A. Increasing the urban memory clock. Option A. Disabling retrieval. The correct answer is A. Memory consolidation distills important transient by episodic information into durable long-term memory, for example, summarized facts in a vector store so the agent can recall it in future sessions. Question 41. When agent must decide how many steps ahead to plan before acting. This planning horizon trade-off is between option A. Foresight by coherence, longer horizon versus adaptivity and cost, shorter horizon. Option O. Holler versus brightness. Option A. Disk versus network. Option A. Encryption versus compression. The correct answer is A. Planning horizon trades foresight and coherence, planning far ahead, against adaptivity and cost, planning fewer steps and replanning as observations arrive. The right balance depends on task volatility. Question 42. Why might an agent store conversation summaries rather than full transcripts in long-term memory? Option A. Summaries retain salient information while reducing storage and retrieval by token costs. Option A. Summaries are always more accurate than the source. Option A. Full transcripts cannot be stored at all. Option I. Summaries remove the need for any retrieval. The correct answer is A. Storing summaries keeps the most salient information while cutting storage and the tokens needed to inject context, making long-term memory more efficient, though care is needed to avoid losing important detail. Question 43. Which describe valid uses of semantic vector memory for an agent? Select all that apply. Option A. Recalling relevant facts learned in past sessions by similarity. Option A. Rounding responses in previously stored user preferences. Option A. Finding related past episodes even when wording differs. Option I. Warranting exact match lookups are impossible. The correct answers are V and A. Semantic by vector memory lets agents recall relevant facts, user preferences, and related episodes by meaning rather than exact text. It coexists with rather than 4 bits exact match indexes.
X section, knowledge in integration. Question 44. Hybrid search and retrieval combines which two approaches? Option A, dense vector semantic search and sparse keyword. For example, UA2 5 search. Option A, two different tables. Option A, training and inference. Option A, compression and encryption. The correct answer is A. Hybrid search blends dense, semantic embedding, retrieval with sparse lexical methods like UA2, 5, capturing both meaning-based and exact term matches for more robust retrieval. Question 45. Metadata filtering in a vector store is used to Option A, restrict retrieval to documents matching attributes like date, source, or access level. Option B, increase the embedding dimension. Option A, replace the language model. Option A, encrypt the vectors. The correct answer is A. Metadata filtering constrains semantic search to records matching attributes such as recency, source, tenant, or permissions, improving relevance and enforcing access controls in multi-tenant or time-sensitive corpora. Question 46. Parent document, small to big, retrieval addresses which aid attention. Option A, retrieve on small precise chunks but provide the larger parent context to the generator. Option B, it deletes parent documents to save space. Option A, it avoids embeddings entirely. Option A, it only works on images. The correct answer is A. Parent document retrieval indexes small chunks for precise matching, but returns the larger parent passage to the generator, balancing retrieval precision with sufficient context for grounded answers. Question 47. Which are common vector index types by structures used for approximate nearest neighbor search? Select all that apply. Option A, find hierarchical navigable small world graphs. Option A, above inverted file by cluster based. Option A, product quantization was for compression. Option I, or relational tree on the raw text only. The correct answers are A and A. Common MI approaches include find graphs, above clustering, and product quantization, often combined. A plain tree over raw text is a lexical index, not a vector Y structure. Question 48. Why does keeping the knowledge base fresh matter for a AI agent? Option A, Patel documents lead to outdated answers even if the model and retriever are perfect. Option A, freshness changes the embedding dimension. Option A, fresh data slows the over. Option A, it removes the need for retrieval. The correct answer is A. In AVA, answer accuracy depends on the index corpus, so outdated documents produce outdated answers. Regular ingestion by refresh of sources is essential to keep responses current. Question 49. Documents ingested for AO may contain personal data. Which handling step is most appropriate? Option A, detect and redact or access control PI according to policy before by within retrieval. Option B, embed all PI and expose it to every user. Option A, ignore privacy because data is vectorized. Option A, auto PI in plain text logs for convenience. The correct answer is A. AO pipelines must handle PI responsibly, detecting and redacting or applying access controls per policy because embedding sensitive data does not anonymize it and improper exposure breaches privacy law.
Next section, Yebi Neo platform. Question 50. Nero Horde Rails, what is Holang used for? Action, a modeling language to define conversational flows and rails allowed by blocked behaviors. Action, a kernel language. Action, a vector distance metric. Action, a container orchestration tool. The correct answer is Va. Holang is the modeling language used by Neo Horde Rails to define conversational flows and rails, specifying canonical user by bot intents and the allowed or blocked behaviors that keep an agent on policy. Question 51. Which statement about written inference server backends is correct? Option A. Written supports multiple backends, for example, Tensor A, PyTorch, A, Python, so diverse models can be served together. Option Written can only serve a single Tensor Flow model. Option Written cannot do batching. Option Written only runs on Hummus. The correct answer is Va. Written's pluggable backend design supports Tensor A, PyTorch, YAG runtime, Python, and more, enabling a single server to host heterogeneous models with features like dynamic batching and concurrent execution. Question 52. What value does ABU mean enterprise add for organizations deploying agentic way in production? Select all that apply. Action enterprise support and security by maintenance for the way software stack. Action curated validated set of frameworks and microservices, including action compatibility across cloud, data center, and supported infrastructure. Action guarantee that no model ever makes a mistake. The correct answers are and no. Revenue being enterprise offers enterprise support, security, and maintenance plus a validated stack, including that runs across certified infrastructure. It cannot, of course, guarantee error-free model behavior. Question 53. Why developer wants to add an optimized embedding model to power retrieval deployed as a microservice? Which revenue option fits best? Action Valido retriever embedding option revenue Eva over option returns matrix endpoint option why Kubernetes Vecret. The correct answer is Video Retriever offers optimized embedding and re-ranking models delivered as microservices, the natural choice for adding high-quality, deployable retrieval to a EO agent. Question 54. Which statement best captures the path from prototype to production in AWS agentic stack? Action prototype against hosted endpoints in the Web catalog, then self-host the same models as for production. Action Joe must train every model from scratch before any prototype. Action production requires abandoning tooling. Action can only be used for prototyping, never production. The correct answer is A common ABU workflow is to prototype using hosted Web catalog endpoints, then deploy the same optimized models as self-hosted microservices for production, providing a smooth prototype to production path. Question 55. Why is Web acceleration particularly impactful for the retrieval stage of large-scale AO? Action embedding generation and similarity search over large corpora are compute-intensive and parallelizable. Action retrieval never uses any computation. Action hub does only help with image tasks. Action retrieval quality depends only on disk speed. The correct answer is embedding large document sets and running similarity search over millions of vectors are compute-heavy, highly parallel tasks, exactly where Web acceleration, for example, video retriever Web accelerated indexes, yields large gains.
Next section. Learn, Leonator, Maintain. Question 56. Which best describes a service-level objective being for an agent service? Action a target for a measurable reliability by performance metric, for example, 0.99 latency under 2s for 99.9% of requests. Action a marketing slogan for the production, the model's parameter count, or type of a. The correct answer is When Y is a specific, measurable reliability by performance target, latency, availability, error rate that teams monitor and use to guide operational decisions and alerting. Question 57. Which practices support safe, maintainable operation of a production agent? Select all that apply. Action health checks and readiness probes. Action alerting on error rate, latency, and cost anomalies. Action tested rollback plan for bad releases. Action deploying untested changes directly to all users. Correct answers are U and A. Operable agents use health by readiness probes, alerting on key anomalies, and tested rollback plans. Pushing untested changes to all users at once is the opposite of safe operations. Question 58. When agent's token usage suddenly spikes 5x with no traffic increase, that is the best first operational response. Action investigate via traces by logs for loops, prompt bloat, or runaway tool calls, and set cost alerts. Action immediately delete all logs. Action ignore it since cost does not matter. Action switch to the largest available model. The correct answer is A sudden token spike without traffic growth usually indicates a loop, prompt by context bloat, or runaway tool calls. Tracing and logs localize the cause. Cost alerts by budgets help catch it early. Question 59. Why should production agents capture structured logs of prompts, tool calls, and outcomes with appropriate privacy controls? Action they enable debugging, auditing, evaluation, and continuous improvement. Action they make the model train itself automatically. Action they are only useful for billing. Action they eliminate the need for evaluation. The correct answer is Structured, privacy-aware logging of agent interactions is foundational for debugging, auditing, and building evaluation datasets that drive continuous improvement of the system.
Next section. Graffiti and compliance. Question 60. When agent can execute code submitted in prompts, which control most reduces the risk of harmful execution? Option A. Run code in an isolated, resource-limited sandbox with no sensitive access. Option A. Execute code directly on the production host as root. Option A. Trust all submitted code because the model reviewed it. Option A. Disable all timeouts so code can run indefinitely. The correct answer is B. Untrusted code execution must be confined to an isolated, resource-limited sandbox without sensitive credentials or network by file access, so malicious or faulty code cannot compromise the host or data. Question 61. Which measures help an agent avoid leaking sensitive data in its outputs? Select all that apply. Option A. Output filtering by scanning for PII and secrets. Option these privilege access so the agent cannot read data it should not. Option A. Redaction of sensitive fields in retrieved context. Option A. Pogging full secrets in plain text to user visible responses. The correct answers are O and A. Preventing data leakage combines output scanning by filtering, least privileged data access, and redaction of sensitive context. Professing secrets in responses is the harm these controls exist to stop. Question 62. Under a risk-based framework like the NVIDIA Act, why does a higher risk agent use case carry more obligations? Option A. Greater potential for harm warrants stronger transparency, oversight, documentation, and risk management. Option A. Higher risk systems are cheaper to build. Option A. Risk level only affects the user interface color. Option A. Tower risk systems require more controls than high risk ones. The correct answer is B. Risk-based regimes like the NVIDIA tie obligations, transparency, human oversight, documentation, risk management to the severity of potential harm, so higher risk users face stricter requirements.
X section. Human oversight. Question 63. Thai is communicating uncertainty, for example, confidence or I am not sure, valuable in agent. Option A. It helps users calibrate trust and decide when to verify or escalate. Option E. It guarantees the agent is always right. Option A. It hides errors from users. Option A. It only affects usage. The correct answer is B. Surfacing uncertainty helps users calibrate trust appropriately, prompting verification or escalation on low confidence outputs rather than blindly accepting confident sounding but possibly wrong answers. Question 64. Collecting user feedback, thumbs up by down, corrections on agent responses primarily supports. Option A. Continuous improvement via evaluation data and targeted fixes. Option E. Immediately retraining the base model on every click. Option reducing the model's parameter count. Option A. Disabling guardrails. The correct answer is B. User feedback provides signal about real-world failures and preferences, which teams curate into evaluation datasets and prioritized fixes, supporting continuous improvement rather than naive per-click retraining. Question 65. Which design choices give users meaningful control over an autonomous agent? Select all that apply. Option A. An easy way to pause, stop, or override the agent. Option E. Reviewing proposed actions before they execute. Option clear explanations of what the agent did and why. Option A. Hiding the agent's planned actions until after execution. The correct answers are A, O, and A. Meaningful user control comes from stop by override mechanisms, action previews by approvals, and clear explanations. Hiding planned actions until after they execute denies users the chance to intervene. That completes the practice test. Review the explanations for any questions you missed, and good luck on your certification exam.